Sup Minecrafters, SirRobHiFi here, and I'm on a multiplayer server with Gar Whisper, who I mentioned in the last video. So yeah, this is a little bit of a tour. As you can see, I'm in the Nether. Wouldn't be a SirRobHiFi video if I wasn't in the Nether, right? So yeah, came across a bit of fortress here, and wait a minute. What the hell? Spider dungeon? That don't seem right. Some weird generation going on this server, right? Okay, so come straight into an abandoned mine shaft here. Got some gold, coal. Ah, some goodies, some diamonds. Lovely. It looks like we might have hit a... What's this thing called here, man? Could be an end portal in here. Stone brick. But no. No, all is not what it seems. This is our base on the multiplayer server. And this is a server with a 24-hour death ban and griefing, and people steal from each other and destroy each other's bases, so you have to hide your stuff really well. And every time I log in, I mentioned this in the last video when I was chatting about this, you never know if your base is still going to be there or it's going to be destroyed. So anyway, let's have a look around. Got the most important thing, enchanting room. Gotta do that because you gotta gear up. Like I got all my protection 4. I was lazy on the legs, protection 2. You got to get your weapons and stuff nicely enchanted, you know. So stick some worn out tools and stuff in here, and I use these. See, this is like almost broken. So if you go in, you know, you get your level 50 enchant and it gives you something really awful like Unbreaking 3 and nothing else. You just grab one of these, do a repair, and then enchant it again. So it's a handy tip, something comes in handy. This is Gar Whisper's little temporary farm for melons and pumpkins. I think you're going to have to expand that, don't you think, man? We're going to need a lot more melons. Why are we going to need a lot more melons? Well, we've got 2 XP farms. This one's Blaze, and on this server, whenever you break a spawner, you get a little egg, and when you place the egg, you are basically placing the spawner back down. So it's effectively like having a silk touch on spawners, except the spawners remain what they originally were. So this farm used to be 4 spawners, but I added the lighting system. And excuse the train going by. Most of you should be used to that by now. On this side I've got skellie farm, and this is just turned on and off with these lamps, and that's what we're going to need the melons for, so we can use health potions, splash health potions, to kill skeletons. So if you stand in the middle of these two when they're turned on, you did a little test last night, get up to about 250 mobs in about 12 minutes, something like that. It's pretty quick. Might be quicker than that. I wasn't really timing it. So yeah, very quickly get to level 50, enchant your stuff. Getting a little bit of lag at the moment. So let's have a look outside. We've got a few biomes represented in our base here. A little bit of desert. You know, if you got desert, you got to have a village. The little pigsty and the main room, cafeteria, or whatever this is in your village. They got themselves an egg, they went to the end. There's a bunch of different things you can get on this server that you wouldn't normally be able to get. Like apparently one guy won a ghast spawner in some competition, and things like that you couldn't normally get. So I would much prefer, like I've got pig spawners, and we got some sheep. We got because I need a lot of wool for the ceiling. We had a little chicken farm, but I'd much rather have a villager spawner. That would be pretty cool. So I could get a couple of villagers over here. But these guys liven up the place a little bit too. They're cool. Got our tiger biome here. Very, very small. Little jungle area. The sheep seem to like it over here for some reason. And a little bit of forest and a little bit of plains biome here. And that wraps around the base. And we already saw, we came in from this way. This is where the abandoned mine shaft is. And that's pretty much it. It's pretty small, you know. I did get a question on one of my older videos, the Blaze Farm tutorial video, I think it was. And the guy asked me specifically, what if you're on a server where they allow like silk touch on spawners, so you can get spawners? Well, this is for that guy. This is what I did. Got a lighting system here. You can shut off the lava. And it's effectively exactly the same as my blaze spawner in my normal world, but I stacked them. And as you can see, there's spawner, space, space, spawner, space, space, spawner, like that, because as you may know, the spawnable space is 3 blocks high, so 1 block below and 1 block above makes a 3 high area, and it's 8 by 8. So I did that specifically not to overlap the spawnable area, in case while it's running the algorithm and it's looking to see how many entities are in the space, if they pulse at the same time. I don't know this for sure, but I just took, you know, just to be sure, I made it so that they didn't overlap, the spawnable spaces didn't overlap. And I used fence gates down below here to catch the lava. So yeah, they just fall down onto the piston pushers below. The skeleton version is almost exactly the same, but I used water because water doesn't damage skeletons, and that's the reason why I had to use piston pushers for blazes, because water does damage to them. So yeah, if they fall from above, even from the highest one up there, anywhere they fall in here, the water is 2 blocks deep. But as you can see, it flows down into one corner, and I put this little half slab here so that when they do go down the hole, they have to go under the half slab, and that means they all fall from the same height as well. And they take a little bit of falling damage. Shift over, mate. So they get softened a little bit from the fall damage, but rather than have them drop a full 23 blocks, I've got a crusher system. So little half slab to cut off the flow, and then hit the crusher, and that crushes them just enough to get them down to 1 punch. I've got a couple of blazes in here. One of them has spotted me, and that was because I was down on this block. And if I'm down here, they catch you. See, you can just about catch sight of me from there. That's why that one's now active. This is wired up basically the same as I did on my original design, except this little lever here drops this block so I can go in and get all the loot. I'll show the wiring in the back, because There is one slight difference to the wiring back here, and that is the pulse lengthener. What I've done is I've upgraded to a pulse lengthener that I've saw Etho using a while back. I'm not sure if he came up with the design, but it's very cool. This uses half as many repeaters as the original one that I used with the piston. So the signal comes out here, does a lap around these repeaters. Wow, it's feeling laggy. Sorry about that, guys. And then it comes back around and it does a second loop before it actually resets this signal, and then that releases the signal going to the crushers. So I think that's about it. Was there anything else we should show them? Gull Whisper? I'm not sure. Seen this little viewing platform. I think we've pretty much been around the place. Oh, I could go. Yeah, I could show the stuff that's in the boxes here. Yeah, we've been raiding. We haven't found very many bases. Most of the time when you find a base, it's already been trashed or it's been abandoned. So we found a whole bunch of records at this last base that we found. We found pig spawners. We got a lot of good stuff. Redstone and lamps and all kinds of stuff that we didn't have before. In here, for example, actually yesterday we found a base that looked abandoned, a big castle, and it had these 3 water blocks in it in the chest, and I don't know how they got that. It's very strange. Here's an example of some of the eggs you can get that put down spawners. There's a pig one, spider case one, blaze, bunch of diamond picks and stuff. Some of that stuff we raided. A lot of supplies. What else is unique to here? Oh yeah, here's some chain stuff. They do these treasure hunts and you have to go out and find the chest. Oh yeah, ice you can get by moving the ice with pistons, and it breaks off and you can pick them up. And that's about it. These stone bricks I found in somebody's chest. Can't remember where. Or maybe Gull Whisper found those. Yeah, plenty of food. So yeah, we're set and ready, you know. We're ready for action. We're ready for finding bases, PvP. I've only had one PvP encounter so far, which is kind of strange, but it's because people are so spread out and so secretive about their bases that you don't run into people that much. But like I told you in the last video, I have been attacked and I was victorious. I destroyed that guy. Didn't even put a scratch on my armor. Well, a couple scratches. Alright, well I'm going to call it there, guys, and thought I'd give you a little tour of the base. I don't want anyone to know where it is, so I've been careful not to hit F3. I'd have to scrap the video entirely if I did that. Anyway, I hope you enjoy it. See you later.